Hi guys, please like, share and subscribe and contact this number if you want lectures related to any CM, CS or CB subjects. Thank you. Alright, so this discussion is primarily supposed to be around the CM1 exam preparation for the April 2022 exam, right? And we'll just walk over the preparation strategy, and then I'll talk about like what are the usual mistakes that I've been seeing students making in the past couple of attempts, and so that you know what not to do and what you should be doing. And then finally we'll jump on to the last topic, which is like what are the additional services that we are planning to provide for this attempt, like what are the additional support sort of things which we will be doing to help you prepare better and learn the subject better. Okay, and feel free to interrupt me and ask questions if you have them anywhere. Okay, all right, so let's move to the next slide. Okay, so in terms of the exam preparation strategy, this is fairly standard, and I have sent this to a lot of you a lot of times, and I'm mostly going to reiterate what I've always said. The first step is to obviously go through the part A video lectures for a chapter. Let's say you are targeting a particular chapter, okay? So you first need to go through the part A video lectures. Then you need to skim through the combined material pack which I've shared with you, which is the ACTEDS material. And there are questions at the end of the chapter itself which you need to solve. Okay, that will just help you strengthen your concepts. There are solutions given as well. So if you're not able to solve them, you can look at the solutions and try to like relate the concept to the questions. And if you face any difficulty with this, you can reach out to me. The next one is how to revise a chapter once you're done with it. Okay, so I've shared the revision notes with you, okay, which are like the most important resource from an exam point of view for the CM1 exam or any other actual exam for that matter. So you are all of you using revision notes? Are all of you aware of what the revision notes are? Is there anyone here who doesn't know what the revision notes are? In that case, I can show what they are. Okay, so I'll take that as that everyone knows about them. So at the end of so these revision notes, they're divided into booklets, okay, and each booklet consists of like 3 to 5 chapters usually, okay, and there are practice questions there are past exam questions there, and one of the most important resource that exists there are the fact sheets. Now fact sheets are just 1 or 2 page summary of all of those chapters which are covered by a particular booklet. Whatever are the concepts and the formulas, they are just covered in 2 pages for whatever chapters the unit or that booklet relates to. So if you are to revise 4 or 5 chapters together in a unit, you can use these summaries. They are really useful, and even before the exam you can use these summaries, which are the fact sheets, right? So the first step was to watch the lecture, second is to go to the combined material pack and solve the questions at the back of the chapter, and the third is to obviously go through the fact sheet and revise. The next thing is to and this is like the most important thing from an exam point of view, especially for paper A. If you are able to fully solve the revision notes, past exam questions, okay, so in the revision notes you have past exam questions, past 20 attempt or 10-year exam questions, okay, you need to solve those. There are solutions given as well, so you need to first take a stab at it on your own. And if you get stuck anywhere, obviously go through the solution, and still if you have doubts, you can reach out to me. So when you're solving these revision notes for a given unit, I would recommend solve 50% of them using pen and paper, because that's what most of you would be used to, and then 50% of it on Microsoft Word. So you can just divide it, divide the past 10-year questions into two parts, like the first 5 years of it you're solving on paper, and the next 5 years you're solving on Microsoft Word. So that will just help you transition from pen and paper to Microsoft Word, right? The next step would be to watch the part B lectures. So now for part B lectures, either you can do it at the end of each unit or each section. Now, what do I mean by a unit and what do I mean by a section? By a unit, I mean whatever a revision note booklet covers. So once you're done with the revision notes, we have solved the part A past year questions of a particular unit, and that's fresh, and you've revised it using the fact sheet. All the concepts are fresh. Then and there, you can jump into the Excel portion of it, and just for this paper B, you just need to watch the lectures and just solve the PBR. I've almost covered all the questions from the PBR, right? So you just need to work through them with me, right? So that is how your concept will also get better, and you'll get an Excel practice, right? You can also choose to do it at the end of each section. By section, I mean the first section of the subject is financial mathematics, and the second section is life contingencies. So particularly for financial mathematics, you can do the first 14 chapters which pertain to financial mathematics at once, and then go through the first 4 bullets, that is going through the lectures, the combined material pack, the fact sheets, the revision notes and everything. And then once you're done with 14 chapters, right, for all of them you have solved the revision notes, then you can jump to Excel, right? So that is something you can do. So it's completely your call if you want to go for each unit or each section. I would recommend doing it for each unit, that is the number of chapters the revision notes cover, right? Finally, after all of this, after you have done this for all the chapters, then you need to solve the Y assignments, which are basically like questions relating to paper B, Excel, right? So solve those Y assignments. Again, if you have doubts, you reach out to me. And finally, once you have done this, what you can do is you can, under exam conditions, the revision notes do not cover the papers from 2018 to 2021. Okay, so those papers you can solve under exam conditions. Okay, so that is around 5 or 6 exam papers. You can just like take 3 hours 15 minutes, do the paper A of them, take 1 hour 45 minutes, do the paper B of them, do it under exam condition, do it on Microsoft Word and Excel, and do it like you're giving an exam. So you can take like maybe 3 or 4 out of them. You're taking your own sweet time and doing it in a day or two, but at least 2 or 3 papers, do them under exam conditions. Okay, and this you'll be doing very close to the exam. So that just finalizes your preparation. Okay, so this is the preparation strategy that I suggest. Now let me move on to the next slide. Okay, now over the past couple of attempts, I have come across some things that students have generally been ignoring. One of them is Microsoft Word typing practice. So people are not doing sufficient typing practice. I have added like 6 or 7 questions in the material video lectures where I've solved questions on Microsoft Word. Okay, so you can take those as inspiration. We have institutes exam handbook. You can take that as an inspiration for the notation and everything, and type out questions. Okay, you won't be able to do it in 3 hours 15 minutes if you don't have a typing practice. So take this very, very seriously, otherwise you'll not be able to complete the paper. And over the past few attempts, especially for CM1, it has been a constraint for people to be able to complete the paper. So they've not been able to complete, and despite knowing, they've not been able to give their full attempt. So don't ignore this. Start this from day one. Whenever you're solving revision notes, questions, past year questions, do practice on Microsoft Word. And the second is obviously paper B. It's 30% of the total mark, but people tend to ignore it as if it does not matter, as if it's still 2018 and we are just giving written exams. That's not true. The written exam is important. It's 70%. That's your concepts and everything, but do Excel practice. Do a lot of Excel practice. Solve the PPR, solve the Y assignment, solve the past year questions. Okay, and you should be clear with the concepts. If you have doubts, you reach out to me. Okay, so don't ignore these 2 things. Okay, now what is the additional support from our side that we'll be providing for the April 2022 diet? So I am planning to take live doubt sessions, particularly on joint life and profit testing, because I feel these are topics that people struggle with. I can also do it for competing risks if you guys want, or any other chapter if you want, but my plan is for joint life and profit testing. I will be taking one session each. Okay. Second thing we'll be doing is tracking the student progress regularly. So Parnika is with us here in the meeting. She'll be taking care of this. She'll be talking to you guys regularly on the group, off the group. You can reach out to her, like discuss your exam strategy, how things are going with the preparation, what is the difficulty you're facing, all of those things, right? So yeah, she'll be keeping a track of how things are going with you and just help you cope with the preparation, right? So Parnika, if you're there, can you just introduce yourself and like yeah, just talk to them for a bit.
Hi everyone, I'm Parnika. So I work as an actuarial associate in a US-based consulting firm. We work on the property and casualty side. So I'll just be helping Romit out with some of this. So you guys can reach out to me if you want to discuss anything, and even if you want to talk about what's going on in the industry and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that. So yeah, do like talk to Parnika and yeah, bug her with all of your doubts. You can obviously reach out to me as well, but like whatever you guys feel comfortable with, right? And she'll also be reaching out to you and helping you like with the preparation, right? And finally, in terms of mock tests, we are planning to take mock tests this time, and I'll jump to the mock test dates and syllabus. So these are the dates for the mock tests. I will, also be posting this on the group, but if you want, you can take a screenshot. So we are planning to take like 5 mock tests, right? The first one will be on 22nd and 23rd January. That's the financial mathematics portion. This is fairly straightforward. That's why I've kept it in just in one unit. It's chapter 2 to 14. So how we'll be doing it is on 22nd January, we'll have the CM1A paper. And then on 23rd January, we'll have the paper B portion of it, Excel. So the suggestion is to like prepare for both of them together. Okay. And so that you're able to write this mock test, under exam conditions and get an assessment of how your preparation is going, right? So this sort of self-assessment, and we'll be checking these exams and giving you some feedback on them. And if you want to discuss further, we can. Next is obviously for chapter number 15 to 21 and 24. So this is basically the gross premium reserve unit. That is the major chunk of it. The life tables portion, the probabilities relating to life and death and all of those things, annuities and assurance functions. And chapter 24 I've included with this, which is mortality profit, because I've always taught it with net premiums and reserve. Even if you'll see the videos, mortality profit is included with net premiums and reserves. So yeah, do it with this unit and you can write this test on 12th and 13th February. Then next one is chapter number 22 to 28, which is basically your tricky chapters, joint life, competing risks, profit testing, very important from exam point of view, right? So this is the third test that we are taking. And then we have 2 tests for whole syllabus, right? And then you have your exam on 11th and 12th April from IFOA, right? So yeah, that's all from our side. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. If you have any suggestions as well, something we can change or some additional support we can provide, anything. Okay, no one is speaking.
One live session on MS Word handling.
That makes sense. Yeah, we can do that. We can do how to type out an exam. We can do it like, when would you want that? Would you want it like in January itself, February or March, what would your preference be for that? Like, would you want it near the exam or early in
Probably before the first mock.
before the first month? All right, yeah, we can do that. Before or slightly after the first month, we can do that. Okay, that's a good suggestion. What else? All right. Okay. So if no one else has any other questions, that's all we had to say. And obviously, you can reach out personally also if you have any questions or suggestions. I would again urge you guys to keep the group active, send the doubts on the groups, try to help each other. Because, see, the point is that people who are studying in classroom, the ones who have like classroom sessions, they have sort of a peer group which pushes them to study hard and work hard for the exam. In the online setting, the only challenge that while it has a lot of benefits in terms of providing you flexibility, you can watch the lectures at your own pace, you can fast forward the parts you really understand, watch again what you don't understand, all of those things, right? But the downside is that there is no peer group to press you, and that's what we are trying to build here. We are trying to have like sort of peer group for your learning. So please connect with each other. You want to connect personally. If any of you are comfortable, you guys can do it. I would suggest do it on the group. You can help each other, and just see how everyone else is doing, and that would just also give you a sense of how in general students are preparing for their IFO exam and what you can work on. Right, so would give you a sense of your competition, if I may call it that. Okay, all right. So yeah, that's all from our side. If you don't have any questions, feel free to drop.